Just no bread? Yeah.
I think we're rolling. Yeah. Okay, we're rolling. So here we go.
All right, here we go.
This is our first episode of Lunch With, and we got Rob Bonstin here.
Hello.
And I think this is stemming from.
Sorry.
This is stemming from we got addicted to doing a weekly show,
Yes.
and now we're not going to do it for a while, so we still have to do something. So here we go. Here's our show.
That's something you can do.
Yeah.
And have different guest stars.
Yeah.
And then I can do something too.
Yeah, and we can. Yeah, exactly. And we're still going to try to do Bonstin Live remotely. And
Yes, we're going to figure all that
continent
out.
to continent, and we don't know if it's going to happen. So we're here at Baldie's in Union City, California. Been here many times with different friends and family, and it's a good place to eat. We were going to go to Rose Garden, but I figured Rob's going to be in China for 3 months.
A lot of Chinese food.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's okay. So
Real Chinese food.
yeah, really. So I prepared a bunch of questions. This is my it's really not for huge broadcast. This is for me and friends.
Yeah.
Just, for posterity and
I think
whatever.
it's a great idea. It's awesome.
Okay, so there's a bunch of questions. The first question is where and when did we meet? Which
Well, where we first met, Brian Action Jackson, our friend, introduced me to you, or introduced us at Paradigm Studios. Remember that?
right, you were
Was
playing
it-
with Mad Hatter.
We played a show at Paradigm with Mad Hatter, and you were there, and he introduced me to you then. And that was what, 88, 89?
Yeah.
89, 88 or 89.
You had an apartment in Alameda, I think.
That's right. I think it was 89.
Then,
Then,
9 years later, we went to the city
that's right.
to have dinner with Dave Jackson.
Yeah, we went to Stinking Rose, was
Yeah,
it? Yes,
yeah.
I remember that.
And that was we talked about wanting to do something, and then from then on, it was like
We were pals ever since.
Bandmates and pals, yes.
Bandmates ever since. We talked about the cover band.
right. So the next question is, let's before we go to the next
Okay.
question. After that, Brian and I went to L.A., hung out with my friend Rosa. Hi, Rosa. And we saw a disco band, and Brian got the idea. It's
That's
like,
right.
That's what we're gonna do.
Remember
So.
you guys telling me all about that.
Yeah, and they were cool. They had the sounds, they had the songs. It was really cool. So he wanted to pattern us sort of after that. So he came up with Waffle Stomper. So
And that was Waffle Stomper was born.
yeah, we got Mickey, and okay. So that brings us to the next question: how many bands have we been in together? That's a tough one.
Oh, okay. So if you count, do we count all the iterations of Waffle Stomper because they have different names?
We could.
Because we could. Okay, so Waffle Stomper, then we were Rolling Blackout, then we were Shark Sandwich, then we were Fakers. So there was 4 bands, but
Same
it
guys.
was the same exact band. So it really kind of almost counts as one.
Yeah,
but
I guess you could call
I
it one with a
guess,
new.
but
yeah.
they were
So
4
that's-
different bands.
Yeah.
Because we did do different things. We weren't always the full-on disco thing.
Right,
all the time.
right.
But we ended up playing just whatever. So then there was that, and then there was the B-side 70s, right? Oh no, before that. Sorry.
Before that was Cool Heat. Or
No,
was that,
before that was EB5, right? Or was it? Did
EB5 and Cool Heat were kind of same time.
kind of around the same time.
Yeah.
So we had waffle rolling, shark, blah blah,
Yeah.
and then we had EB5 and Cool Heat,
And then B-side
and
70s.
then B-side 70s.
And then Bad Trail, which lasted like 2 rehearsals.
Right. Yes, we did 2 rehearsals with our country band, Bad Trail,
Hong Kong Cavaliers.
Hong Kong Cavaliers,
And
Bonstin. So how many bands was that?
I think that's 7.
Yeah.
I lost count.
Yeah.
I think 7 or 8.
7 or 8 bands.
That's
We've
a
been
lot.
in 7 or 8 bands together.
Yeah, and we just named it. That's question number 3. Name them.
Okay. So we did that.
Okay, then okay. We've done a lot of gigs over the last 20 years.
Yes, we have.
It's very fun. I remember. Let me just say this: when one day it was a Sunday morning, and I was sitting there having some Egos or something.
Egos.
11 o'clock in the morning, and the phone rang, and in my mind, this is true. I thought, I wonder if that's Rob saying that they need a guitar player for Cool Heat. And I answered the phone. He's like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" Like, yep,
Cool Heat.
there you go. I said yes, and that lasted a few months.
Yeah.
That was a fun gig.
Those are fun gigs.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Manny had the big old PA system, so
Yes.
we were definitely heard.
Yeah. Sure.
So, okay, then the next question. This is really rough, but this is our first episode. So,
Yeah,
are there memorable gig? What is a memorable gig, and are there more than one of them?
There were several
There's several,
memorable
yeah,
gigs.
yeah.
Several. But the one that comes to mind first and foremost is at the Huddle when Action changed his bass strings and one of his E string ended up inside of a power strip on the stage, turned red hot
He had coiled up a broken string and dropped it.
And it went into the power strip, turned red hot like an oven coil.
Yeah.
And my lyrics were on the floor and started a fire.
At the huddle.
So we're playing and we're going, oh my God.
There's smoke up here. What's going on?
I'm stamping out the fire.
And I'm over on the right stage right, just playing a solo, and Rob's over stomping on something.
Stomping
like, what the heck?
Fire. Like,
is he digging the solo that much?
Yeah, it's really good.
But yeah, so and if you, I went to the huddle months again after that for another gig with somebody else, and you can still see the coil in the
burn mark
terrific. Thank you.
Amazing.
You can still see the burn coil in the carpet.
Yes.
It's hilarious. It's still there.
It's so good.
Well, we got our food. We're not going to stop.
We're not going to stop. We're not going to be really eat. So that was definitely
that was a memorable one
for sure.
I remember we did a gig with 2 gigs with. Well, that'll come up later. We'll talk about that one. So what was the best gig we've done?
Oh man!
Thank you.
Wow, so many great gigs.
There were.
It's hard to pick one, but let's see. I remember. Well, actually, for as far as just really enjoying playing and the audience really getting into it, was when we would play at that place in Los Gatos with Cool Heat, and it was a full crowd, and they were super into it.
Number 1 Broadway?
Number 1 Broadway, that was it.
Yep.
And that was so fun because the crowd was super into it, and we just had a blast. Then there was the time that we were in Waffle Stomper, or we were something else.
Shark Sandwich?
It might have been Shark Sandwich. But we played at the Beehive in San Jose.
That was Waffle Stomper.
And that was, Waffle Stomper. And we're playing Rock and Roll All Night, Party Every Day by Kiss. It was like the end of our second or last set. We always played our rock songs. And we figured they'd tell us to turn down or something.
Yeah,
so
we're done anyway.
So in walks Dimebag Darrell
and his entourage,
which was I think just his guitar tech or something. And they were super stoked. And then immediately after that, we played Bulls on Parade.
Yeah.
And they were just over the moon.
They said that they decided to come in after their gig. They had a gig in San Jose. They decided to come in because they heard Kiss from the street. And they said, who's doing that?
Okay, that
came
was
up. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So they came up because they heard Kiss.
The bad person.
And we got a little bit of videotape of that from your friend
That
Sean.
was very memorable. Really cool. We met Dimebag Darrell. And I had a little addendum to that. When I was in Las Vegas last month, I was at the Hard Rock bar, and there was Vinnie Paul, Dime's brother, with his entourage.
Right.
And I went up to him and said hi, and then I told him about meeting Dime,
Really?
and they were super stoked about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. See,
Yeah.
things we learn.
Yeah,
That's cool.
very cool.
And Sean Brown got it on videotape.
Right.
Little clip, like a
Videotape.
20-second clip, man. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew who it was
I took back
from the guitar magazines. It was Diamond Darrell back then.
Diamond Darrell.
Then they changed to Dimebag.
Dimebag.
Yeah. One of my favorite gigs was with Waffle Stomper, which was Mick and Brian and you and me.
Yeah.
We played the Lucas Palooza 4, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't have to bring a PA, so we just played our 40-minute set. And then the next day we did the Santa Clara Fair, 2 sets during the day with we didn't have to bring a PA.
That was so fun.
Because loading up and setting up the PA system does kind of wear you out a little bit.
It's a lot of work.
So when you do a gig without a PA system, it's sort of
It's like a luxury.
Yeah, and it was fun. And
Yeah.
those two it was like a Friday night and a Saturday. That was fun.
And that when we played Lucas Palooza the next Monday, I came back to work and everybody's
Guys,
like,
you doing okay?
"Yes,
Good?
we are. Thank you." I came back to work and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you guys were amazing! You were so cool! Played Journey, played, and
right.
then one guy, it was like a compositing suit or something, and he said to me, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
like you should be out playing, and like, well, it doesn't pay the bills, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember
So that was very cool.
They used to say that at my old job in the 80s. How come you're working here? You should be out in the road. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, right.
So those were definitely memorable. Now, what was the worst gig we might have done? I've been thinking about this, so I have one.
I can't really think of anything. Let's see. The one that comes to mind for me, it was pretty. It wasn't probably the worst, but it was pretty. It was pretty rough. It was that. Remember that we played at the Huddle Friday and Saturday night with Cool Heat, and we also had that biker thing in Walnut Creek, and it was
a
super
Harley
hot.
dealership.
It was a Harley dealership.
That's the same weekend I'm
Saturday.
thinking of. Yeah.
So we did Friday night. Saturday day we had to haul all the gear to Walnut Creek. Instead, like when you do a gig at Huddle
do
the
a
whole
two-nighter,
weekend, you just leave your gear set up. It's nice, but no, we had to break it all down.
Break it down Friday night, go to a gig during the day, and they
Saturday in the blistering heat in Walnut Creek.
with a bunch of people who didn't even want to hear
Did
us.
not want to hear us.
Yeah,
they did not care about it. So yeah, I guess that is probably the worst gig.
You don't necessarily do it for the adulation, but if everyone is like definitely not wanting to hear you, that's a different thing.
That's kind of a bummer.
So we had to do that and make sure you don't play certain songs, whatever that was.
Jelly Boys.
Thank you. And then tear it all down, PA and all,
Yeah.
and set up at the Huddle again and then that Saturday night at the Huddle. And this is
exhausted.
yeah. Manny was the band leader. We all had in-ears, and he's making comments that only we can hear through the monitors. It wasn't going out over them. He was making comments about the club and the people. It was so funny.
That was hilarious.
But it was still a crummy weekend for gigs. Not the band-wise, just the
almost
logistics.
made up for the rough weekend, but yeah, it was pretty fun.
He was fun to play with.
It was very fun to play.
So
I miss May and May.
yeah, they gave me a chance to do some gigs, and I appreciated it. So any cool recording stories we got? I remember we were recording some B-side stuff at 880, and you were in the main room with the mic on you, and John, the crazy, and I forget who was Joe in there, maybe, or Brian.
Yeah.
And you went nuts on the Cheap Trick song, and we were all just screaming in the control room. That was cool.
And also, a funny story about that, like when John would produce me in the studio, he would just give me total crap. Like he's always like, "Is it really? Is that all you're gonna give us? Is that the best you can do?" It's like he would push me, which is good. You know, it's like, well, he knows I can do better, but he would always kind of make it like, yeah, you could keep that if you want, but then you might have to get somebody else to sing it. You know? So
funny, but you guys are such good friends. He can
totally.
He can do
We had a blast.
If I did that, he'd walk out of the room.
I don't know about that. I'd probably still laugh.
That's cool. We did some good stuff at Mohair for press and Walk the Sky. Yeah, I remember there was one line in a press song that you, in my ears, you totally nailed, but you were like, no, I can do it better, and it's gone. The one that I like. I still, whenever I hear those songs, I know what line it was and stuff, and I hear it in my head. But what's on there now is great, but that one line.
That's why you don't listen to the singer.
or you add another track and then
just copy it,
appease him and record his new one.
Pretend you're recording it, not really record it. Yeah, those times at Mohair were very memorable. We learned with press, Walk the Sky. We did
some EB5 stuff,
and
almost all the Bonstin stuff was recorded there.
That's right.
That was fun.
We did a lot of tracking.
And you and I learned how to copy and paste or cut and paste.
Yes.
One track on the machine, so that if we did a good chorus vocal here,
we could just repeat it.
Yeah,
because we didn't want to lose it. It was back before we were doing like full-on recording on the computer, where that's like super easy to do.
Yeah, it was HD24.
But we were able to figure it out pretty easily. Which
it was
nice.
Fun. Yeah. That was like, is it 4.3.23 or 4.3.21?
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, well, it was fun recording stuff. Next question. Are there any audio or video recordings that you wish you had of us playing together that don't exist?
Oh man.
Besides the 2 nights at the Huddle with the middle of the day at the Walnut Creek. Besides that one.
Yeah. Nothing particularly comes to memory. I can't remember any particular show, but I know a lot that we played that were just so awesome, and maybe we do have them. But
We do have a lot.
we do have a lot. So,
Thankfully, your friend Sean Brown,
Yeah.
our friend, he's
Yeah.
a guy. He
Yeah.
recorded all that. Steve recorded us at the
oh yeah,
Santa Clara Fair. That was
yes,
fun.
that was cool.
Came out good.
I wish we had that. Yeah, I wish we had that. Like one of those shows at number one Broadway. Do we have that?
No, but when I was out of the band, I left the band. Manny and I agreed that I really didn't need to do that gig anymore. I came out there with my video camera
Oh yeah.
and enough money to have a few drinks. And Brian and I had some drinks and
Oh yeah.
videotaped. I walked around with my
Drivers
video
and drivers.
something like that. Erica drove us home. I
Oh
think.
yeah, they did that minute.
And thanks, Guy, for driving us home that night. I sat in the front and I was navigator. That was fun. But I brought my video camera and we shot about an hour's worth of footage of the band and us goofing around. And then right when I sat in on one song, I sat in towards the end. You were videotaping me and the tape ran out.
Oh yeah.
So I wish I had a little bit more tape on that. But other than that, it
Oh
was,
yeah, I totally remember that.
yeah.
That's right. Oh man.
But I still have that. I have that home. So if anybody wants to see that, let me know.
Yeah, you should post it. You should
Yeah,
really post it.
it was fun.
Yeah.
So other than that, we've got a lot of stuff
We
recorded.
do have, and that's great, and that's what's so great. I wish, like if we had more HD stuff too, but before all that. So we would always try and record our shows if we could.
Yeah,
In fact, the last few we did, we went live. Which
Yeah.
is great. So
that's where it's come, huh?
yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool.
So we've gone to gigs to watch other bands together
Yeah.
quite a few times.
Yeah.
One of the earliest ones was with Keystone Palo Alto to see Oyster Cult and Pete's band, Mystic Rage.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, I remember that.
That was fun. Did we use John's tickets for that, or how did that work?
I think we did. I think we did actually. Yeah. That's right.
And then Ryan and I came to see you play Cool Heat and at Boswell's. But
That was always cool. That one time that Brian and I came to see you in the honeymoon overs. That was really fun.
at Mojo.
At Mojo. That was really fun. I had a really good time.
We went to go see Carter's band, Orchid.
That's
at
right.
Annie's in San Francisco.
That's right.
That was fun.
That was very cool.
Very cool gig.
It's awesome.
That was before they got their records out, and it was a
Yeah.
small club, and they
Yeah.
were loud, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Where else did we go?
Remember when John got us in like passes for Green Day at the Fox?
Yeah, it was right when their album came out.
And we had rehearsals, so we didn't end up showing up until they were like in their encore. So they just like let us. We didn't even need the passes. They just let us in.
Thank you.
Yes, Mrs.
That was cool.
You had to show them an 880 card. Or
Yeah,
business card.
a business card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, and we got there for their encore, and it was another hour of them playing.
Yeah, they played a huge encore, long encore, so it was
Yeah.
like almost like
It was
a
like a
show.
show, yeah.
Yeah, which was super cool.
That was fun. There was another gig we went to, I think. I'm trying to think. It's a Blurts Cult and Orchid and Green Day. And did we go to? We must have gone to like bars and seen other friends.
Oh yeah,
Had to.
I'm trying to think.
You and Brian and I went to the place in San Mateo. And there was a really bad cover band, and they were just awful. And we watched and sat through them.
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember. I didn't know anybody in the band, so if I remembered the name, I'd say it, but I don't remember the band's name. It was just bad.
Yeah.
Makes you feel bitter about yourself a little bit.
Yeah. It's always funny to go see a show like that. I mean, I hate to make fun of people, but we go to the show and there's like the dudes are all wearing Tommy Bahama shirts, maybe Bermuda shorts, and flip flops and straw hats and stuff,
Or tie-dye shirts.
or tie dye
I'm
shirts.
going to make sure it's still rolling here.
Yeah.
Okay, it's still rolling. Thank
Good.
goodness. It would be awful if it wasn't rolling and we did all
I
that
know.
stuff.
We're doing all this. Yeah.
Remember to save. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been to. We went. I think we went to go see some bands just to see what they're doing, so we could maybe steal some songs. We've done that. I just don't even know where or when.
Yeah.
Maybe Massays. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, well, I don't know. I've been to see. I went to see Stung at Dan's bar, like that.
I went with you to Dan's bar to see your friend's kid play.
Oh,
No, it wasn't Dan's bar. It was the Red House in Walnut Creek.
yeah.
I forget. It was.
Wait, who was that? What was it? It was it Nick Hayes?
No, it might have been his. Is it Nick Hayes' kid?
No, Nick.
Oh, Nick Hayes is the kid.
He's the kid.
Yeah. That's probably
Yeah.
They were
so,
young.
that's probably it. Yeah.
Young metal kind of band.
Yeah, exactly. They were awesome.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
They were into Bullet for My Valentine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Danielle appreciated it.
That was fun.
Always good to see the kids growing up and
I know.
following in their dad's footsteps.
You wouldn't think that young generation would get it, but they do.
Yeah, totally.
A lot more young generation get it than I realized. I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's cool.
Okay, so we've definitely gone to see many bands, and it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, what favorite bands do we have in common? I'm not really into rock these days, but it could just be a phase I'm going through. I don't know. But I know you were a big BOC fan. I was a big Cheap Trick fan. I say was because.
But I like Cheap Trick too.
Yeah, I know.
I was totally in that. I think the bands that we had in common were like Toto and Cheap Trick and like
the biggies, like
the
Van
big
Halen and stuff.
Van Halen,
Yeah.
of course.
But you have to have all those in common if you're in a band because that's how you think, right? Kind
Yeah,
of.
exactly. So you kind of gravitate toward those bands because that's what we listened to back then.
Right.
That's what we were.
And that's what like
You
Geggy
emulate,
Top.
Geggy
Top.
Top, yeah, Geggy Top. Beck.
Get back.
Uh,
Those are songs we did in the cover band
yeah,
that we didn't love doing.
yeah. Although Toadie's Possum Kingdom, that's a fun.
That
song.
one was fun.
Love that song.
We did that on our last episode of Bonstin Live for
Glad
season
we
1.
did that.
Yep. That was good. You know this omelet is awesome.
This taco salad's really good.
I did order coffee, but probably don't need it. I'm awake enough, I think.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Well,
So that's kind of our show.
yeah. There you go.
I hope that gave us some insight into
Some stuff. Yeah.
what we've been doing, and how long we've been doing it, and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see the next one and
I know.
who you have on it.
Like I'm thinking, I go to lunch with Sean every few months. That might be a good
Sean,
one.
that's
go
a
up
great
to the
one.
deli in
Sean,
Orinda.
Yeah. That's great.
Rick Martinez, my good buddy.
Terry.
Terry, of course. I mean, yeah, there's lots of dudes. I don't want to go up to Oregon right now. I got to get to work tomorrow, so I won't be able to go to Oregon tomorrow. But I'd maybe go to Oregon and go to get Brian. Yeah. But
Or
there's
if he comes down here.
yeah. There's lots of people that I've been in bands with that I'm just proud to have been in bands with that I want to just have this little conversation with, just for posterity, if nothing else.
That's awesome.
And I'm
I
not
love
expecting a lot of views, but I'm expecting for me to watch it in 5-10 years and go, oh yeah, you know?
We'll really appreciate this.
Yeah.
Like, look back on it a couple years later, go,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Look at
I
my
can
hair.
watch that.
Look at your goatee.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, yeah, exactly.
And if technology, if I catch up to technology, I can even intersperse this with clips of what we talked about. That'd be kind of
That's a great idea.
that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You teach me that one day.
You got it, man. It's not that hard.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, then. So that's
Cool.
our first episode.
All right.
We're almost done with our food, and the bill hasn't come yet, so I think it's a good time to stop.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything you want to say?
No, I think this is fun, and thanks, Tom. Thanks for
welcome.
having me. I'm proud to be the first one on the show. And
Me too. I'm proud you're the first one too. Where are you going tomorrow?
China. I'm going to China.
So I had to get this done.
Yeah. This is the last chance right here.
Yeah.
I'm getting on a plane at 10:45 a.m. in SFO, flying to China.
Cool.
13-hour flight.
Thanks.
Fun.
So on our way to this lunch, let me just say this here. We talked about maybe doing gigging when he's back in town in 2020.
Yeah.
And one of them was Hong Kong Cavaliers. We got to pull that back out of the old cobwebs in
Absolutely.
2020, man. So
To Evan and Gordon, get ready. 2020.
and Dr. Rhythm Drum Machine, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, Dr. Rhythm.
And then Bondstone will be making its season 2 debut in 2020.
Yeah.
With maybe if you come to USA, America, whatever.
USA, America.
For a break, we could just throw a
I'll
show
come back.
in.
I'll come back for visits and stuff. So
Could throw a
6
show in.
months, 8 months or something.
That'd be
totally.
fun. We'll let you know.
Yes, sounds good.
Okay, so thank you again for being our first guest.
Thank you for having me.
Right on. And we'll see you with episode 2. We don't even know who we got yet.
All right.
The producers are working on it.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.